Hello and welcome everyone, my name is Andy, and you might know me from my two YouTube channels, Andy's Paradox and Andy's Take, where I'm known for covering Paradox and Total War games respectively. Today I'm collaborating with Paradox to explore another one of the Ascension Paths from the BioGenesis and Machine Age DLCs, and what interesting role-playing scenarios we can get up to. There are 6 of these in total, each one offering a different way to tailor your empire to your needs and change what it means to ascend in Stellaris. Last time we explored the cloning Ascension Paths and thusly completed the cloning tradition, which allowed us to create a human society based on enhanced clones and superior armies. Thing about that society was that it was an egalitarian one, focused on bringing the light of democracy to the galaxy. This time, we are choosing a different path, namely that of purity. First of all, as we made clear last time, Ascension Paths through the relevant Ascension perk, in this case Biomorphosis, are only available once you have completed the 2 prior Ascension perks, and the Purity Tradition, for example, only becomes available once the process of Biomorphosis has completed. In other words, if you want to get there fast, focusing on increasing your Unity levels is a must, which you can do among other things by choosing a corresponding form of government, or building relevant buildings on your planets. This time, we are playing as the avian species of the Oviron Principality. It's a feather-based civilization focused on maintaining their flock. In fact, they're quite spiritual about this, and is governed by a theocratic oligarchy to uphold the sanctity of their people. Not only that, but thanks to the Fanatic Spiritualist perk, which gives us 20% plus monthly Unity, and the Galactic Curator Civic, which nets us Unity every time we find a specimen or complete an archaeological site, we can move even faster towards our goal of becoming the most spiritually uplifted species of them all. We're not all too focused on the military aspect this time. Instead, we're going to rely on industry and trade, which means diplomacy, research and discovery, mercantile, and the prosperity traditions will help make us rich and prosperous beyond our wildest dreams. Indeed, it helps that the diplomatic networking tradition perk gives us plus 3 Unity per embassy, and that the adaptive economic policies allows us to convert a portion of our trade into Unity. Don't forget about the Ascension perks like One Vision, which nets a 10% empire-wide Unity bonus, and Consecrated Worlds, which allows us to make holy worlds which generate Unity. And you know, it's not all bad to let go of most military industry in favor of simply flying where no bird has flown before. With unprecedented resource accumulation and a spirit of looking for interstellar treasure, the Oviron Principality mapped the stars. In the endless beyond, they came across multi-solar star systems, beautiful and mysterious astral rifts, broken worlds filled with riches beyond their wildest imaginations, pulsar stars brighter than their very own sun, and the ever-feared black holes. Sometimes space visited them, like when an alien void cloud turned their entire home system into an enormous storm. But in the massive research facilities back on Alaris, the spiritualist oligarchy had bigger plans for the species, a program that could change the very fabric of their sacred molecular makeup. Through genomic research, they found that the Oviron could become even more spiritually pure. By pursuing a program of purity, they found that their leaders could live and lead longer, and do so with enhanced neural capabilities. God was still out there somewhere, but surely science would still bring them closer to their spiritual aims. It would have to be for the upper classes first, of course. Anything else would be dangerous. The Oviron had experimented with neurological change before, just a few years back in fact, when a symbiont had been allowed to join with a researcher. Back then though, the experiment was stopped, lest it would irreversibly poison the purity of the Oviron species. Some rejected our advances, touting the need for generic diversity. We promised them concessions, well knowing they could not stop the force of spiritual progress. We were bound to come across controversy in terms of DNA differences, but more testing could only be a force for good. Once we discovered the secrets of gene tailoring, we'd passed a crucial step in unlocking the secrets of our future. But what happens when biohackers try to take the new technology into their own hands? The Council could not allow this. The Oviron are one, the Council decided, strengthening their position and providing a cause for further unity among the people. Of course, being conscious of where our research takes us is important. Too much specialization and variation in gene code could get out of hand and threaten our greater unity. It wasn't long before it was ready. The Purity, they called it. A program to elevate, to spiritualize, to purify. Like any species, ours had our positives and negative modifiers to begin with, but now science could unlock our true potential, robustness, so we could live and thrive anywhere. Extreme intelligence to further enhance our research industry, enhance fertility, whereas before we were lacking, higher bureaucratic efficiency to strengthen our unitarian state, a strengthened sense of community to create more living space for new birds, and despite our love of treasure, conserving what we have for less waste. Sure, it came at the low cost of a longer learning process for our leaders, but this would surely be outweighed by their 50 years of added lifespan. And with their newfound sense of purity, the Oviron Principality reorganized our government from an oligarchy to an ascended eugenic hierarchy in order to preserve the elevated state in which they clearly found themselves, and in which they would one day rule the galaxy. Thank you so much for watching and for once again valuing the fruits of biogenic technology. Who said spiritualism and science don't mix, huh? Make sure to subscribe to this channel for all your Stellaris needs, and on behalf of Paradox Interactive and Stellaris, I am Andy from Andy's Paradox, and I'll see you next time. Cheers!